Hey, Chad Murray here, chadmurray.biz. I help home service business owners scale their business and hopefully they don't have to be there every day. And so I own a large service business, and that's how I got my skills in business coaching. And I've been business coaching now for 6 years, and I've helped over 200 other business coaches and our business owners do their business right by scaling it and not having to work there so much. So you choose to work there as much as you want. And so that's what I do. So today, how to build a high performing service business team in 2025. The four types of team members. Now, this is important because this is going to give you an actual system of identifying your types of employees. And now this is not a disc assessment, if you're familiar with that. This is like you're recognizing their efforts and their commitment. And so by doing this, this is where you're trying to figure out, uh, should I keep them, or you now can actually start rating the people on really what they are. And I know you can't see my mouse, but I'm going to say here commitment. I'm sorry, commitment, commitment, and capability. So that's what we're talking about here on a scale. So you all have people, that are either high or low in the commitment categories, and this is the only two categories we're really talking about. So we're going to start down in this quadrant. And by the way, I got some training and did some stuff with Raji Talaraji, and I don't even know how to say his last name right, but this guy is a good business coach, and I watch a lot of his stuff, and this is the best thing I could find and train people on to understand how to identify the system of who you should elevate, who you should put work into, and who you should let go and terminate. So we're going to start down on this quadrant right here. And so right here with this one, this is going to be low commitment and obviously low capability. So with low capability, these are your C players. Just automatically fire them. They're sucking you dry on doing anything. They're there. You shouldn't be dealing with these people, and they're just really, they're the type of people that you just, they don't do their job. And I don't know why we keep these people around. I guess we're just trying to put butts in the seats sometimes. And you're not really even trying to figure it out. For some reason, your mindset isn't letting these people go. I'm telling you, get rid of these people. It is gonna, you just replace them with somebody who at least has some type of capability, and a higher commitment. And right there alone, you have someone better than this C player right here. And so let's go to the next quadrant. Someone that is high capability but low commitment. This is what you call your B player. Okay. This is a B player. This B player, they are typically great salespeople, but their commitment isn't quite there. They typically have a big ego, right? And these are the type of guys that when you got to go talk to, you literally dread talking to them because they got numbers to prove that they're good at what they do, but their commitment is to get it done, and sometimes not even get it done because it's like bending teeth or stuff to get them right. But they're performing high, but their commitment could care less, right? They're there. They're not treating it like a career, but they're still. These aren't the people that we're trying to get rid of. We're trying to save these people because they have all the capabilities. They have everything we want in an employee when it comes to the skill set. They're just ego driven, let's just say a lot of times they're just assholes, right? And they need something to happen to them that is, you need to get them on your side. And there are ways to do this. And so how do you talk to somebody who's got an ego? Well, you challenge them. They thrive on challenges because they have an ego. If you're always talking down to them and telling them they have an ego and all that stuff, what are you getting? Nothing. You're not getting anything out of them. So what do? You have to challenge them. And when you challenge them, what does that do? You're feeding their ego. And when you're feeding their ego, what do? They actually start being more commitment because they want that challenge. So when you have these, and we all have this is probably more than likely, probably you have that's your one main person you have right now in your business that drives you crazy, but they're great salespeople, and it's like you could do without them, but you don't want to because they have such good skills in doing what they're doing, right? And they typically get the job done right. They're just hard to work with, and they don't do anything extra. So what do you have to do? You have to start giving them assignments and challenges and elevate them. And so the next person, this is obviously your A player. They're high on commitment and capability, and their commitment is right there. These are your leaders, right? They're your leaders. You're going to elevate these people. You're going to make them management. You're going to trust them. You know, these are the people that are there to help you. That they literally they come to you. A lot of people mistake this person as an A player. Let me do that backwards. Let's change that arrow. They mistake this person as this. Well, no, actually, I was right. You mistake. Come on. You mistake this person. I'm going to put it like this as an A, but they're not. They're not an A player because they don't have the commitment. So, and you know this, but this. Let me take that. It's not a mistake. Mistake is the wrong word. You want them to be A players. You're fooling yourself. You're fooling yourself, and this is not who they are. So you start feeding their ego, and they can become an A player if they can get the commitment right. And so if they can get this commitment right, then now you can put them over here, and now is when you can recognize that they're A players. Now, you have another B player here. This is your capable, low, but very committed, right? These are your people. These are your people that you give credit for the commitment, right? But you got to tell them, I got my little note here. You got to tell them, that they have to actually commit to be more capable. They have to learn more. Commit to, get better. And these are the people that, if you don't do some things right, you know, they need to become capable. They're committed. They want they they want the job, and they're good people, but they're not putting the efforts towards really doing the job better. And maybe they're not. And so if you start, so you got to train these people. And there's two ways to go. They're either going to go right here in the capability. They're either going to go up, or they're going to go right there. There's your difference. What is this person going to do if you start training them and nothing gets better? Well, you made your deal. You have to fire them. Most of our businesses are living right here. You may have one here. Yeah, you may have several here, but most of you have the B players. And with these B players, this is what you're looking at. You probably have a lot more in the service businesses. You kind of have, like, let's just kind of like B minuses. They're sometimes committed, but they're very capable, or they're capable to do some of the jobs, and they're kind of committed. You know what I mean? So you have to, this person right here, they've got the job. They know how to do it. They're capable, right? They're capable. Their commitment's the problem. So you challenge them. This person, this B player, they're 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 their yes people. They are not capable as much because maybe their lack of training, maybe they're new, but their commitment is to do whatever they need to do, but they're not getting the job done. So that's why you got to put into. You've got to put the training in. You got to put the time in to this person to see if this is going to flip from here, or excuse me, this side right here. If it's going to flip, are their capabilities going to get better? I'll give you the prime example. I always used to find sales guys that worked for me that were like true salespeople. Like they had that grit of being a salesperson. And what would happen to me? I would live in this realm, capable and not committed, very ego driven people. What what would they do for themselves? And but they wouldn't be for the company. They'd be all about them. And the hard part is they could sell in spurts, sometimes sell good, but they'd always quit me. And their reason for quitting was either to go start their own business or, I had to let them go because of their egos. Well, we then started finding more of these people that maybe not so much sales strengths, but they just didn't know, they had the commitment, right? This is the commitment. They just didn't have the capabilities yet. So what do? We trained them. We trained them and we trained them and we trained them. And now guess what? They're all, I went from zero. I went from 5 of these guys to gone to 5 of these guys. And out of these 5, 3 of them are now this. And the other 2, they're right here. I would say the other 2, they're they're definitely on the commitment side and they're learning and they're going up every day. So now you have to look at your people and you go, well, what are they? And of course, you got your D's and your Z's all the way down, right? Fire. Stop fooling yourself. And now you know how to treat your B players and what to do. With the ego guy, give him a challenge. Let's make another page. Let's see how I do this. Dun 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 dun. Trying to figure out how to make another page, people. Thought I knew. Well, I think what I can do is I can pause. All right, which took me 5 minutes. For you was 1 second. So anyway, let's go back here and let's do this. So we got we got here. So we have your B, your C's, and your A's. Okay. So to make this simple, you've got what to do with these people is you've got to challenge and hold them accountable. Sorry, I'm not much of a speller, especially with this whiteboard. Okay, so that's what we're doing here. We're firing these people. We're elevating these people. Okay. Now, and then these people, you know, with these people, they are high. So commitment and capability. So their commitment's all the way there. Oops, this one was wrong. Sorry, everybody. Their capability was low. So we got to try to raise their capability up, right? So with these people, what we got to do is we got to train, mentor. Everybody we're holding accountable. Well, let's talk about this a little bit, okay? So when we're dealing with this, if this guys we're holding accountable, we're challenging them, and that's going to elevate them hopefully to an A. These people we're training more, so that eventually we can get them to the A, and we're letting these people go. And these people, with all of these characteristics, guys, we have got to we've got to recognize, praise. Okay, well, we praise only what they're doing. Only what they're doing. And be real about what they're not doing. And that's where you mentor and you help. So I hope you get this. So, I mean, right here, this is where most of you are living. You have maybe one here. You probably have 3 or 4 here. Everybody else in the whole company's right here. And you probably have a few of these. But this is where you're going to take these people and you're trying to elevate everybody in right here. And that's how you start building a culture and a business.